Action.
5 tips to get your credit lit.
5 tips on how to build your credit.
5 tips to get your credit lit in 2019.
All right, guys, listen. We're gonna give you guys 5 tips on how you can build your credit. This is 2019, man. We gotta start taking our credit serious, all right? So we're gonna talk from our experience, and we're gonna help you guys out here, hopefully.
True disclaimer: more than having good credit, we need to have good money saving skills. We can talk about that in another video.
Well, yes.
But we just want to let you know that we are advocates for good credit to a limit, to an extent. Most importantly, we're advocates for being good money managers and not needing credit to survive. Okay?
Tip number 1, like I said, this is personal experience here. You guys are gonna wanna start a line of credit, all right? Some people are fortunate enough to go to the bank and get a line of credit. But if you're not fortunate enough, don't give up. Don't be like, oh, how am I supposed to build credit if they won't apply, or if they won't approve me for any credit? This is what you guys wanna do. Get a secured credit card, all right? So what is a secure credit card? That is basically a credit card where you're using your own money as the line of credit.
Unless you're like me and you don't need a secure line of credit, then just go and get you a line of credit, okay? Because like some people like him have like horrible credit and nobody wants to give you credit, but like some of y'all, you might actually qualify for a credit card. So just get you something, okay? Just get you something.
So you'll go down to the bank, or you can go to maybe Capital One or Credit Karma, I don't know. Just look up secure credit cards. What that is you're gonna put your own money down. So let's just say you have $300, you have $500. You're going to give the bank that money, and now you have a $300 line of credit. You can use it exactly the same way you would do a regular credit card, all right? Tip number 1, get yourself a secure credit card.
Tip number 2, manage your spending. So when you get this line of credit, you don't want to go buck wild and just be out there just like buying up everything, okay? You can buy a lot of things, but you just don't want to buy up everything.
No,
okay?
You don't want to buy a lot of things or everything.
Okay, all right, whatever. Really, when you go into your Credit Karma or wherever you check your credit, they usually recommend a threshold of spending between 10 and 30% maximum, but we do recommend staying at the 10% mark. And that just means that whatever your line of credit is, as you go about spending this credit, you're only using it so that you can build your points up. And so you wanna, for instance, if you have a line of credit that's $300, then the most that you wanna spend at a time is $30. That's if you're going according to our recommendations.
And like she said, and we're just doing this to build credit, all right? We're not doing this to say, hey, I got $300, let me go buy a TV because I don't have $300, but I have a line of credit. Like, no, we're just using this to build your credit. If you stay at 10%, then by the time you report to the credit bureau, it's not gonna knock your points down. If you go to 30%, it's gonna knock your points down a little bit more. That makes a little bit more sense. All right, so tip number 3 is we're gonna hack the payment history. Payment history is super vital when it comes to building credit. So when I say payment history, what does that mean? That just means making a payment on time. It doesn't matter if you make a $500 payment on time or if you make a $1 payment on time. When it reports to the credit bureaus, they just wanna know you made a payment on time. So tip number 3 is when you spend that 10%, let's just say you got $300 and you spend 30, don't pay the entire 30 off, because that means next month your balance is gonna be at 0 and you're gonna have to spend more money so you can pay it again. So what you're gonna do is pay $28 of that $30, or if your 10% is $500, just pay $498. Leave $2 on there so that way next month you have a balance. You don't have to spend more money, and then you can pay that extra $2 off. You will get hit with a little interest rate, but it's okay. We're able to hack the system, and we're able to make one transaction and get 2 payments on time. You want to keep doing this over and over.
That mess sound confusing as hell, huh? Listen, basically what he's saying is find a way to spread your payments out without having to spend more money, because it's all about the amount of payments that you make, not the amount of money that you pay. Tip number 4, graduation. You feel me? But instead of getting a diploma at this graduation, you're gonna get your money back. Because remember, in tip number 1, you opened a secure line of credit, so that was your money. It was not the bank's money. So they're gonna give you your money back now that you've proven yourself to be a good money manager, and now they're actually gonna offer you a line of credit that's theirs. This is golden.
How long does it take to graduation?
It typically takes about 6 months. to a year. Most importantly, a good duration of time to prove that you are responsible over a period of time, which is about 6 months. That's how long it took you, right?
Took me about 10.
Graduation rates may vary among intelligence levels, you feel me?
No, it's not intelligence. No, it's about payment history and then how quick the bank just wants to convert you.
Depending on how intelligent you are, depending on how good of a money manager you are, depending on your circumstances, graduation rates may vary, but ultimately when you graduate, this is what's going to happen. The bank is going to give you your money back and they're going to offer you a line of credit from their account. At this point, other banks are probably going to start offering you lines of credit. And this is the excellent time for you to actually accept some of these offers. Not every offer, but as those offers roll in, start to accept the offers. So now your credit score begins to increase. You're going to start getting more points on your credit score because you've proven that you are point worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you putting up points.
Oh no. Okay, what the heck? Let me take over. No, Coach, sub me in. So,
No, seriously. The bigger your limit, the more points that you gain. So, as you begin to receive other offers and open other accounts, now what's happening is you have a higher credit limit altogether.
Yeah, so the higher your credit limit, the more points that you get, like she said. So you went from 800. Now, you know, we're just kind of guessing here, but you guys will be able to see when you're monitoring your credit. You might jump up 6 points, you know, with an extra $500 credit limit. You get another credit card, let's just say they give you $700, and now your credit score is going to jump up a 10 points, 11 points or something like that. So you just monitor your credit. The higher the limit, the more points you guys are going to get.
But only if you maintain spending that low percentage.
Well, that's true too.
And now for the bonus tip.
All right, but before we get into that bonus tip, I kind of want to, you know, say something. You know, building your credit, you guys want to look at your Credit Karma, or you guys want to look at however you monitor your credit. You know, when you guys look at it, it's going to say accounts open. You guys want to have, you know, I think it's about 10 to 11 accounts open. You know, the more accounts you have open, the more payments that you're making on time, the more trustworthy you look. You know, you can handle this, you can handle this, and then they're going to give you more points depending on how many accounts you have open. So take advantage of those accounts. Don't just go get 15 credit cards, you know. Try to open up maybe like a department store, because in my experience, a department store, they're going to give you higher lines of credit because they want you to spend the money. They want to get interest on $5,000. So let's just say you go to Ashley's Furniture, they might give you a line of credit of $4,000 opposed to where, you know, Bank of America might give you $500. You see what I'm saying? So you want to try to take advantage of different department stores, you know, right now in this situation, all right? All right, so that's basically what you're gonna do to build your credit. We have a little bonus tip that you guys can do if you guys are married, because I feel like you should only do this with somebody that you absolutely trust. Now, you don't have to be married. Maybe you have, you know, a mother-in-law, maybe your dad, maybe an uncle that you just trust with your life. You can do this bonus tip. Now, once you guys have all your credit managed, you don't have a crazy, you know, amount of debt or anything like that, you can combine your credit and then you basically can piggyback off of somebody else's credit. So I'll use us for an example. You know, she probably has like $15,000 line of credit, right? What she will do is she will 150. She'll call her bank, she'll call every department store, and she'll make me an authorized user on all of her credit. So what that's going to do is it's going to immediately give me her line of credit. So if I have 15, she makes me an authorized user. Now I have $30,000 a line of credit, and my credit score through the roof, you feel me? But you only want to do that if their debt is low. So let's just say she has a $15,000 line of credit, she makes me an authorized user, and she has about $11,000 in debt. Guess what? I now have $11,000 in debt. My credit score is going to plummet, it's going to crash. So make sure this person is responsible with theirs. So she can do that, and then I call my bank and I make her an authorized user. So now my $15,000 line of credit goes directly to her, and it just basically doubles, and you know, her credit score just shoots up.
Okay, so real quick before we end this video, we want to leave you guys with 4 mistakes to avoid when getting your credit lit in 2019. Tip number 1, do not close any lines of credit, okay? Just because you're no longer using your Daniels Jewelers account to fund a purchase of an overly priced piece of jewelry that you bought for some dude who you ain't even seeing no more, doesn't mean that you go close that account, okay? If Daniel Jeweler offered you a line of credit of $1,000 and you're done paying off that $1,000 piece of jewelry, keep that line of credit open, because that's contributing to your credit limit. As long as your credit limit is high, but your spending is low, then you're good. But once you close that line of credit, your limit just went down. And essentially, it basically looks like you are no longer entrusted by that company. And so it makes you look flawed. Don't do that.
Tip number 2 is don't confuse loans with credit, all right, guys? So you might go out there and be like, yo, I want to get me a new car. It's going to help me with my credit. It's going to build my credit if I get this $20,000 car. But you got to understand that that's a loan. A loan is basically debt. You owe somebody some money, and that's going to hurt your credit, you know, so make sure you get a credit line. Make sure it's a revolving credit. If somebody gives you a line of credit for $20,000, that's a lot better than owing somebody $20,000. So don't confuse those loans with credit. Be careful with that.
Third mistake to avoid, don't fall for the okie doke, okay? These credit card companies, their whole objective is to get you to spend more money. They know very likely you're not gonna pay that money back, and then you're gonna end up paying more interest than you anticipated. So what they try to do is offer you special incentives, like, hey, spend $1,000 in the first 3 months and gain 50,000 frequent flyer miles or something like that, okay? Now, unless you know for sure you got a trip planned already, you was just about to buy your plane ticket, or unless you know for sure that you are going to pay that $1,000 back that exact same month, which very likely this is not gonna be the case for you, don't fall for the hype, okay? Stick within your budget. If you know you have a $2,000 line of credit and you're staying at 10% usage, that means you can only spend $200, not $1,000, so that you can get 50,000 bonus points, okay? Don't fall for that with any of your credit card companies. Trust me, we both have done it, and we've found ourselves far further in debt than we ever anticipated, paying so much more interest than we ever wanted to.
And the last mistake, fourth mistake to avoid at all costs, when you're spending your 10%, don't spend it on luxurious stuff. Don't spend it on, you know, just, oh, I'm gonna take the family out to eat. Try to spend it on stuff you know you're going to pay anyway. So do it with like gas, or if you guys go spend groceries, or you wanna pay the light bill, the cell phone bill, things that you're already accustomed to paying off, use that credit card, that 10%, and pay that.
So those are our tips and mistakes to avoid when building your credit in 2019.
Thanks for watching this video. If you guys found this helpful, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell, turn on those notifications, guys. Helps out the channel a lot. I wasn't done. Sorry.
We've got some upcoming videos. It's gonna be real dope. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy, so.
We appreciate the love.
The 2 is not just for peace, it's for twosome. Twosome TV. Oh wait, actually I wrote a song.
No, we're not doing songs.
No. I just wrote it's a quick jingle. Listen, just give me a beat. Give me a beat, I wanna free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Okay, you ain't gotta give me a beat. Yo, hey, you know right? No, hey yo, my name is Credit. And I'm cool. I mean, I'm not the first thing that they teach in school, but if you wait, hold on, I forgot what it is. Hold on.